Welcome, welcome everyone. Many blessings. Akasha here, Nan Akasha, and I'm so happy to be together with you at the perfect moment. I just completed my Light Body Healing School. We're doing a 30-day challenge in there as well to activate your light body 30 days in a row. So it's a lot of fun. We're doing a different format of activating our activating our light body every day. And we we went into the concept of protection. So I'm going to carry that forward here today. And the energies got so high that I completed that live stream no problem, turned around, came over here, got on, and it just sat there going round and round and round like it does in those little hourglasses. And so what we'll do is we're going to be able to dive in now and do our transformational abundance meditation. So remember that these are very powerful transformational experiences. They're meditations, but they're way more than that. They're like meditations on steroids. So they're guided, they're relaxing, they're beautiful. Please be somewhere you're quiet. You can turn off all your notifications on your phone and your computer and tell the dog and the kids and whoever else, I'm just going to take the next 30 to 60 minutes to myself, and make sure that you can sit somewhere really comfortable, because what happens is I'm working with you on all kinds of levels, many dimensions. And by that I mean that you have a mind. You have a mind. You think. You have beliefs. You can be completely in your mind and oblivious of what's going on around you. That's a dimension. That's your mental body and light body healing. And so you can't see it similar to the way you see your physical body, although if you do light body school or other things like that, and you begin to awaken and activate your 360 senses and your 360-degree spherical consciousness, you will begin to sense and direct energies. Everybody perceives it differently. So it's a lot of fun wherever you are now. Be thrilled with it. And the thing that stops your growth and your expansion the most from really being able to perceive and see energies, feel things, receive messages, begin to trust them, decipher them correctly, follow them, ultimately is activating over and over and over your light field. You're clearing it, you're cleansing it, you're putting it back together, you're finding places that you've shut off or put away because there was something about you that you were told was wrong or bad. So many of us were told we were too much, we were too loud, or that we should be seen but not heard. It's something a lot of children were told. It's a little bit hard to speak up when you're told consistently not to speak, right? So it's important that we're not blaming anyone. Blame is lack of acceptance, which means you're screwed. You aren't going anywhere where you don't accept where you are, who you are, and what's happened, so to speak. What you do have the power over is to change the meaning of what happened or is happening or hasn't happened. So you could take a particular failure in your life that haunts you, or a particular experience with another person, or a situation at your job that still upsets you. Maybe you don't think it was fair. That's a big one. That's a big, heavy boulder to carry around. That's not fair. This wasn't fair. This person didn't treat me fair. That person didn't treat me fair. Oh my goodness. That causes a lot of struggle in lives, and it causes a lot of lack, because there's not a lot of room for flow and for newness. You have to be in the present moment, open and receptive in the flow to receive the guidance and the goodies and the doorways that begin to open that lead to those higher realms where you're living your purpose and living your bliss life. Your bliss life doesn't look the way you think it's going to. So it's right now. I want you to begin to deconstruct. Good answer. My guides are just like dancing all over. So tomorrow we're going to go into the energy of deconstruction. So I want you to begin to deconstruct your ideas of what you think your life is supposed to look like. I want you to let go of thinking you have to have a certain amount of money, have a certain kind of body, certain type of clothes or car, a certain type of house. I want you to let go of the idea you have to please your parents, your sister, your brother, your best friend, your clients, your employees, your church, your community, whatever it is. There isn't anyone out there you have to impress, you have to please, or you have to be good enough for. Now, it's a little bit of a catch-22, isn't it? Because for me, I know that I went and began my experiences in life by being a massive people pleaser. Like most of us, we all have a point in our youth, could be in the womb or could be maybe 2 years old, but there's usually something that happens before that. You break something or you cry and your mother's stressed out and she yells or does something or says something or doesn't come to touch you or hold you or pick you up. A common horrific technique, please don't do this with your children, to just lock them in their own room and make them cry all by themselves, especially when they're babies. What kind of horror is this? They've just been held within you. They've been a part of your being. We're here in a body so we can touch each other, comfort each other, love each other. It's an honor. It's a blessing. But we all have an experience, and that experience creates something in your belief system, in your mental body, in your emotional body, and in your physical body. You have neural pathways in your brain that make you think a certain way automatically. When someone says something, you react a certain way automatically. Okay? Now that part is reprogrammable. Hallelujah, right? Oh my goodness, how fantastic is it? It was programmed originally. And those things that we feel aren't good enough about ourselves, that we're constantly in a process of trying to be good enough. Well, for me, I had many, many, many layers of beliefs around having to please my parents, win their approval, win their love. Most of us, that starts with wanting the love. Either you never felt it, or there was a moment when you felt a disconnect of it. And for me, it was in the womb because I was adopted. I was given away. And so at one point in my life, I worked with a hypnotherapist, and I am a master level hypnotherapist because it's truly one of the most powerful techniques, bar none, on the planet. And my practitioners are going to be learning how to do hypnosis next year, because on top of my hypnosis and then my energy healing work, my shamanic work, where you really work with the other realms, animal communication and ability to I started to practice very diligently on a daily basis, what we call remote viewing now, right? Being able to astral travel, being able to see things in other places. Then I began to see energies. All of these things took a long time, okay? It's much faster now, thankfully, because the energies have sped up, right? But for me, I didn't know I was trying to see energy, sense it, and direct it. I didn't know it was called a light body. I didn't have any of these terms. And I know a lot of my light body students tell me, I didn't ever have a language for this. And now I can, not only I know what to call it, but we have these graphics and these visuals of your body and your chakras and your subtle bodies and all the layers of who you are. And you look at them every day and you acknowledge them. You begin a relationship. It's like a neighbor you never have looked at or seen, and suddenly you start running into each other every day in the hall. Hi, who are you? The next day a little bit more. Hi, what's your name? The next day a little bit more. Hey, what is it that you do? Great, why don't you come over for coffee? You begin a relationship with parts of you, and then you begin to understand, wow, I'm this amazing, stunning, complex energy system. But if I don't know the rules of the game, how can I play it and have fun? How can I win it, so to speak, right? So you have to understand you're mostly energy, and everything, even your physical body, is made of light, and it's intelligent, conscious, or coherent light, however you want to call it. That's a term of coherence, means you call the phone, the number connected, and you have a clear connection. Right? A staticky connection we can actually see on a graph. It's the same thing with your emotions and your feelings. Your frazzled, static, low vibration feelings. Let's look at our scale. Do I have the scale here? Here it is. So I've been sharing this scale. This is from the Light Body School, and it's evergreen. You can join right now. We're doing a 30-day challenge in there, which is just kicking ass. People are seeing visions. They're getting visitations from all kinds of angels and divine guides. Really, that part has really accelerated recently. all kinds of really fun stuff. But this is the scale of consciousness, or these each are dimensions. They're each an emotional level. They're each a level of your thought, your mind, body. The pattern is the environment, the bubble that you live inside of. Imagine you're in a bubble of liquid, right? And you're an ice cube. So you can choose whether you melt and match the liquid or not. And that's mastery of your energy, your mind, your emotions. So that's what we're seeking. And we're seeking to be at acceptance or above. So underneath, it looks like water. It's heavy and it's hard to be there. We've come off Thanksgiving, which often triggers a lot. So yesterday, we looked at what is your current biggest block to abundance. And we simply asked, we don't need to know it. If you don't need to know it, you don't. So stop getting in your head, right? And trying to figure it all out with your mind. But I don't know what it meant. I don't know if you're not meant to know it and you can release it, accept that as a gift. It's one more thing you don't have to fill your conscious mind with. Your conscious mind can't handle very much, okay? So while learning all these tools and techniques and going through all these experiences, I realized, oh my gosh, we're on all these levels. So I learned to use my voice as a tool. As a hypnotherapist, you take people down into levels of relaxation, different levels of brain waves, from beta or alpha, right down to theta, usually, sometimes delta. A lot of people and a lot of students say that in my experiences that I do, whether I do them privately with you or on my retreats, we do them in groups, or we do them on top of pyramids, we do them inside of sacred temples, we do all kinds of really cool stuff. But I use all of these different levels. I've studied with shamans, Native American shamans, some Egyptian shamans, and gone to sacred places like places in Egypt 4 hours at a time with an enormous group. We're toning and ascending and doing this incredible light body work at these sacred places. It amplifies everything. We go to Arkansas in the summer. We're going to go again and use the crystals not only to help us connect back to our wisdom of Atlantis, which is really where all of our civilization came from, back to the wisdom of how to use our heart and our mind together. But it amplifies, right? Crystals amplify. So again, I began to learn to communicate with animals. First, I was very blessed to work with Linda Tellington Jones and learn touch method and watch behavior change in animals and dogs and cats and horses and people by simply doing this simple circular touch on or around their body, not even touching their body sometimes if they were too scared or too much pain. And from there, I met animal communicators and I learned that. And once you begin to understand how to communicate in another language, not just Russian or Spanish, but plant, do you speak philodendron? Do you speak palm tree? Do you speak dolphin? Do you speak, right? Do you speak crystal? And what it means is it's very different than our conscious mind. So our lives are not supposed to be the way that you thought and you were taught. They were not supposed to be planned out. They're not supposed to be structured in a way that makes everybody else feel good about who you are. And the world is changing into a place that's going to be in flow and unity. And flow and unity doesn't coincide with our Western concept of this is bad, this is good, and I have to achieve this and stay there all the time or I'm not good enough, because we end up with everyone stressed out and not thinking they're good enough at least 50% of the time. So if you've been able to master your mind, your emotions, your light body enough that over 50% of the time you are staying above acceptance here on this scale, or you're able to realize, and you could be in trust, that's fine. It's slightly below there at neutrality, because even courage is inside the empowerment bubble. So the pattern is the environment. When you are living at one of these levels, so if you know how to use a pendulum or are good at muscle testing or doing a body compass, I want you right now to look at the scale and measure where you are. You always ask first for a clear and open connection to my highest good, and then test. If you get a no from your pendulum or your muscle testing, ask again. I ask for a clear and open connection to my highest good. Wait till you sort of feel that click in your energy field. To me, it kind of spins around a little bit and then it falls into place. Yes. Then you get a yes. Then you say, start at neutrality, or if you know you're pissed off, start down there at anger, right? But typically we'll start at neutrality and we'll say, am I at neutrality? No. Am I above neutrality? Yes. Am I below neutrality? No. Okay. And then you start going that direction. So if you're below neutrality, you'd say, am I 200, or am I courage? Am I pride? Am I anger? Am I desire? Am I grief? Am I apathy? If you're depressed, you're going to be mostly vibrating down in apathy, right? And guilt and shame, of course, are the heaviest of these emotions. The reason I want you to agree to stop following the plan, because you're not here to meet any of the goals you were told were right and important. You are not a responsible, good human being when you do the things that other people told you to do that don't feel good to you. Now, this is all because if you're at acceptance and above, you're not going to go hurting other people. So don't let your mind start going into a victim mode saying, yes, but what about the people who do this and this and this and this? It's none of your business what they do. Take care of yourself, raise your vibration, live above acceptance, and we won't have anybody like that because they don't know how to get themselves out of the hopeless, evil thoughts. They're down there in guilt and shame and despair, and they don't have these tools. You right now are awakening. Right now, all the levels I work on, whether it's mental, emotional, multidimensional, shamanic, you're already having shifts. When you enter any of my calls, you come into a light structure. There's often a crystalline temple that appears because a lot of the ascended masters and angels and different realms that I work with, because as you can tell, I love light languages. I love symbols and sacred geometry. It is so much to say. I love pyramids and nature and forest and the water and beach and different kinds of water. I love crystals and rocks, and I talk to all of them. I respect all of them. I acknowledge they are living source divine energy the same as I am. They just chose a different body to come in and check out, hey, what's it like in form? I want to learn some stuff. We can learn so much. Have you ever sat by a tree and talked to it? Take a journal, ask it a question, ask it its name, ask it why you're here. Sit in different directions, face the different directions. Pick up a rock near you, talk to it. Be present where you live. Be connected. And start to listen to the inner voice. That inner voice is not going to tell you, well, you better go over there and do that thing because you told them you were going to, even though it makes you want to vomit. If you are repulsed by, if you have resistance to people, places, jobs, things, stop and listen. Don't force yourself to do something. I actually had a client once that had been a lawyer. And give me 1 second to get a sip of water here. And she became a lawyer because her family wanted her to. And she felt obligated, I have to have that love, to win that approval, whether you're aware that's why you're doing it. That's why you're doing it, is these inner vows and agreements that I won't be safe, I won't be protected, I won't be loved, I won't be taken care of if I don't belong to my tribe, belong to my family. These are the primal feelings that exist in our body. And when that is broken, like I was saying, when something happens, there's this this fear, right? Because you've never experienced the sense of separation. But your power is making it, deciding what it means. So to me, if I go climb a pyramid, it doesn't mean that I'm afraid. I'm super exhilarated and excited. But we've even had people come and people not come on the Bliss Life retreats because we climb pyramids because they're afraid of heights, or they have deep inner past life fears around Egypt or the Mayans or power or something, right? Some kind of fear. If you were raised very religiously, you're going to have the influence of whatever your religion was. And the Christian religion believes the snake represents the devil. And so when they came here, they killed all the Mayans and slaughtered them for 400 and some years and erased all their books and burned everything and tried to just completely, uh, and rudely remove who they were, because they saw them honoring the snake, carving the snake, putting the snake on their head. But here and in Egypt, in many, many cultures, the snake is so revered as a path of transformation. It knows how to grow and shed its skin. It knows how to let go of the part of it that no longer serves. So the part of you, the part of your belief system, the part of you that is trying to achieve a goal, please a person, whatever it is, you're a different person today than you were yesterday. You don't have to keep doing something that doesn't serve your highest good. So this lovely lady who went and became a lawyer hated it every minute of school. And the minute she got out, she got a job. And the first day she showed up and threw up 4 times or something through the day. And she did that every day for years. I forget exactly how long, at least 4, 8, something like that. She did this job literally and physically throwing up. It was so repulsive to her. That is a very clear communication. This is not what you're meant to do. And if it's going to upset your mom and dad, oh well. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to free you. Yesterday, we were going, what is my current biggest block to abundance? And then we declared, I now see, free, and clear this. You see it in the sense that you acknowledge it. You recognize it. Maybe you're like me and you see energy. Maybe you feel things, right? Maybe you get messages and just knowing, or you get flashes of images. Everyone receives information in a different way. And as you cultivate it and develop it, like we do on the retreats and in the school, in these meditations, always be doing something to cultivate that so you can get better and better. You'll start getting more information, seeing more things. One of the lovely men who's came to my very first retreat and has come to every single one of them since, he came and he couldn't see energies. He didn't know a lot about energy work and meditation at all, and had such quantum leaps at the retreats that he joined the Light Body School in between and comes to every retreat to have a quantum leap. And every time he went from barely talking, barely sharing, barely to being engaged with this soul group, to being supporting and helping other people. He's sees the colors and visions. And then I think it was last March, we were on top of Koba Pyramid and we were doing the secrets of Atlantis. We were working with Atlantis energy and connecting the pyramids back again, because all the pyramids around the planet communicate and used to communicate. So they're coming back online, and on the work that we're doing with ourselves to raise our vibration, as well as the work we're doing at the retreats, is allowing these energies to come alive again, to be opened again and reconnect. And these light beings, these guides, were standing at the top of the pyramid. Huge light beings. I've never seen anything like it. They were huge, like marshmallow men type light beings is how I saw them. But John saw them and he was like, this is the first time I've ever been able to actually see that. And so your skills develop over time. But here's the secret. You can't carry your fear of belonging, your fear of what will people think, your fear of everybody else's opinion. You can't keep trying to figure everything out with your head and make everything happen with your physical body and have these kind of experiences and free yourself to communicate with more and more and more of you, all the other realms, all the angelic realms and everything else. And everyone relates to that and receives information in that way very differently. So it's such a joyful, abundant experience when you do this. So you are freeing yourself. You aren't being mean to anyone. You aren't blaming anyone, and you aren't judging anyone. Take a look where blame is. It's down here near the bottom. It vibrates at 30, very, very low. No energy here. No energy to create. There's no way you're going to have abundance going on. You're full of guilt, and your emotional body is blaming. Blames yourself, blames you, might just beat you up over and over. You're such a loser. Can't believe you did that. You made that decision, or whatever it is. Or you could be blaming other people. And so we don't want to be down there. When you find yourself down there, free yourself, right? Bring in the light, weave yourself up, use these meditations that are here free for you on the Facebook page. If you want to get on my email list, nanakasha.com, and you'll get notification of them. And they're basically a podcast. So my podcast is called Bliss Life. It's on iTunes. You can go over to iTunes and subscribe, and they will tell you when there's a new one, and you don't have to come here on Facebook. So you have to come here on Facebook to do these live, and we're going to be doing them from now through December 19th, I think. Let's go take a peek again. 17th. So through the 17th. And that's fun because then we'll be together on my birthday and we'll have a birthday one. So what we're doing is we're focused on abundance. Why? Because what is abundance? So remember, and or if you're joining us now, make sure you go back and do the other ones, all right? So today, the abundance is, we've been awakening to abundance, right? We've been like removing blocks to abundance. We've been acknowledging what is abundance. We've been looking at the dual nature of who we are. And I've been seeding you with the duality because I want you to think different and break out of the mold of what you were taught, that there's a good and a bad, and that there's something wrong with you if you haven't like stay at love all the time, or you haven't like achieved a bunch of success and then made it stay there. I'm here to tell you there's laws of abundance, or laws of the universe, or hermetic laws, that's the way the universe energy works. And so because we are a part of it and we live in it, it's like playing basketball but refusing to learn the rules and wondering why you never win, because you keep running with the ball or throwing the ball in the other basket or just, whatever. You can't even begin, right, to figure out what's happening in your life and redirect it the way you want. You've got to get out of desperation. You got to get out of the desire disappointment loop, which is where I want this, why don't I have it? I want this, oh, I don't have it. I want it, I got it, I lost it. Oh my God, I can't believe, right? This is not the way to create, because you're recreating your same self and your same day every day. So I used to have this meditation where recreating my store. Yay. Years ago, I got some bad advice and I was told to take my store down and stop my podcast. And so now I'm putting it back up, and I have a lot of new stuff as well, little meditations to courses and everything to help you. And it was called Creating Your Ideal Day. And you went in and it guided you to create your ideal day. Do you know how powerful that is? When we add the energy work I'm doing with you right now, moving your light body, the work I'm doing with my voice as a hypnotherapist to guide you through things, the commands that I'm giving to your body, to your mind, to open, to free yourself, right, to realign with the truth for you. This is such a powerful experience on every level. And if you do this every day and think, okay, this is what tomorrow, you're creating something new. It's very important that you're creating something new. So let's go in. Hang on one second. Whoop, all this talking makes my throat dry. Okay. So day 6, we're focusing on protection. And this is a very different idea of protection than you've heard about. Now, I want to remind you the Black Friday specials, they go through next Friday, November 30th. So we've been selling several of the private sessions with me. So jump in. I only have a certain number of spots that I'm available, and you can do it anytime you want. We do them live, one-on-one on video, or you can call in. They're recorded for you because you need to hear them again later, because you're going to be in the experience. Right? So the abundant soul readings are something, I haven't done these in a long time, and they have a whole new layer, cool dimension. So I'm going to be doing light body work on you, energy work, releasing, finding the blocks in that way. I'm going to be channeling messages for you, and I'm going to be reading your flow of abundance and your connection to success, money, happiness, joy, like where are you vibrating? We're going to map out a little bit what's going on in your field. And that's 30 minutes and it's only $97 right now. And then there's a deeper one to go deeper with me. And this is an even more big bonus because it's half price, okay? And I've increased the amount of time. So you get 3 hours with me. We do a 2-hour deep dive, hypnosis, high income hypnosis, shamanic. This is specifically, and you can come and ask for anything you want. But if we go into your flow of abundance, that's your connection to divine source energy, your beliefs in your mental body that affect your ability to believe or receive abundance in any form. Do you really believe that you can and are allowed to have money? Does it feel safe to have a lot of money or to be seen or to be successful? Right? There's a lot of inner beliefs in our bodies, in our minds, and our emotional field. Our emotional field needs to be cleansed because it's holding all these very strong energy that we could be using to create what we truly want. But if we're not allowing ourselves to know what we want or want what we want, ask for what we want or go for what we want because we're worried about what other people think or people in our life who don't like that idea. I can tell you right now that a large portion of my family sincerely do not want me to be happy. They've told me my whole life I'm too happy, and they've literally said to my face at a couple of different times, but I didn't want you to have that. I didn't want you to have that success or that abundance. They literally can't stand it because if someone doesn't approve of who you are, how you're living your life or what you look like or what you do, they are in blame. And they're dumping that heavy shit on you. If you take it on, now you're carrying it around. Give it back. Just give it back. So we go really deep. I guide you in it. You have an experience because it's a combination of my shamanic work and the high income hypnosis. So we will get in there. We will find the programs. We will find the past lives. We will find whatever it is. We'll unlock it. We'll reprogram it. We'll get all kinds of great information. We'll be doing clearing and healing the whole time. And of course, it's recorded. And then we're going to do a personalized prosperity plan. That means we're based on what we've just seen and understood and cleared in your field. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do every day for 7 to 30 days. Whatever comes through that's optimal for you, we'll write it down. And then I'm going to give you not a 20-minute follow-up like it says here. I'm going to actually give you 2 30-minute follow-ups. So those are basically like getting 2 abundance readings, right? We're going to have 30 minutes to talk about what's coming up, target your energy, clear you again, do some readings. So this is a killer deal. Right now it's half price and I only have like 4 spots. No, I think I only have 3 or something left. And then the third one is a course that I did. It is filled with high income hypnosis sessions you can repeat. That is going to go, if you have a fear, a lack of confidence, this is excellent for you because we go in and transform your money story. If you're having blocks to abundance specifically around money, selling yourself, like getting a job, asking for a raise, or if you're actually in your own business and you have to sell, you have to talk to potential clients. It could be a person, it could be a hotel that you sell your services to, whatever it is. In almost every area of our lives, we have to sell. And it's a horrific thing. I hated it for years. I couldn't even stand the concept of it. And it really affected it stressed me out, let's put it honest, until I forced myself to begin to learn what does it really mean. And over a very long period of time in many different businesses, from a very successful real estate investing business, and then I've had a spiritual healing business. I have the Light Body School, then a publishing business, a coaching business, a business school, so on and so forth. And all of these at every level was another learning experience. And if you have your own business, kudos, because I find it is truly an accelerated spiritual growth path because you are putting yourself out there. I didn't want to put myself out there. I never could imagine I would have spoken in front of people. I never could have imagined any of the things that I'm doing now because I was horrified of what people thought. And I was buried inside of their judgment. And I was terrified that somebody was going to judge me or not like me or criticize me. And I would, if I stood up in front of people, I would turn red and stumble over my words. But I was motivated at a soul goal level to reach the point where I not only was good at speaking, but I could channel in the moment anything. You could throw me on stage right now in front of 10 million people. It wouldn't make any difference because I've learned to be present in the moment and open to the flow. So I know that in the moment, none of this is scripted that I do with you here. And in the school, the only thing that is scripted is when I put together the teaching slides and the graphics and we create everything so that we have really good tools. But then the way I teach and the activations and the same thing at the Bliss Life Retreats, these are all channeled in the moment. And so that to me is where we all have to get to, is to be able to just be present in the moment and bring through whatever can be. Then you don't have to be in your head worrying about what you're going to say. Am I going to ask the right questions? Will they buy it? Oh my God, I need a sale because I have to feed my kids. All the shit that comes into your head when you're talking to a potential client. I've been there in spades for years, torturous, horrific. And I'll tell you what, the best thing to do is this course. It's only $97 right now. It's normally $697, and you get an instant access to all of it. And I'm doing a live call where you can, after you've done the course, you can come, you can ask me live. I will do clearings and readings with you live on it. And we're going to do an abundance activation together for the whole group. You get all of that for $97 with this course. And the course is so cool because it's not just teaching you concepts, but it is. There's scripts on how to talk to clients. There's actual cash flow infusion blueprint so that it can show you how to do your cash flow infusion. Here's the classes. The first one, we transform your money story. So I'm holistic. We have to go into your mind and change and find those beliefs that are screwing you up. I've seen them over and over. I spent about 8 years diving only working with people around money, abundance, self-esteem, and self-worth. That's what's going on here. And I did it because I needed it, and every client I met needed it. I know almost every story there is inside of you that could exist, except, just with your details on it. So I know how to find these things. And in this, I'm telling you about it, and then I'm taking you through a guided process that's actually clearing, cleansing, and reprogramming your mind and your emotions in your field. So if you don't want to feel pushy and sleazy, right? You don't want to have these awkward conversations. You don't want to get in your head with your poor girl going, oh my God, they're having all these problems. I can't possibly offer them this package that costs this much. Oh my goodness, right? You've been through it all. And what you learn is this exquisite mastery of your mind, that you can be present in any moment, and chaos can be going on all around you. And you simply say to the chaos without even looking at it, not right now, dear. I love you. Just play outside. I'll be back in a moment. And you stay focused on what it is. That is creating sacred space. So the reason this is called the Sacred Sales Solution is that it's a system that takes your inner work into you feeling good and you being able to create a sacred space that potential client can step into, where they're not picking up on your nervousness and your fear. That's the biggest problem. Their money story is showing up. It's talking to your money story. And the two of them are going, yak, 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 yak. And energetically, people can feel the desperation. They can feel the energy. They can feel the fear. You're going to have to do it anyway until you get better. Do 50 conversations in a month and you'll make light years in your self-confidence, in your lack of worry of what people think, because you get off that call and then you go, the critic, the poor girl comes in your head and starts saying, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. And I felt that. And I felt this. And I was really on it until this point. I used to be really good at the conversation until the point where I had to transition into explaining why, now that I knew about them, why what I did would actually help them. Now that's like the most fun part. It's natural. It's easy. It's like, oh my God, someone contacted me last night on Facebook and sent me this beautiful message. It was a client who came to some of my very first live events that we did in Austin and Dallas. And he's this beautiful man. He did some private work with me. We did these deep, deep sessions like what I'm offering you here, the second abundance special I named you. And he saw these past lives where he was a king and that he was a benevolent king, and it changed his opinion of power. He'd never let himself be as powerful in the world and in his work and his job as he wanted to be, because he was programmed with power is evil. And we see a lot of that. We see people get power and abuse it. We're seeing it like crazy right now in the US. And so we've got that fear was holding him back from accepting who he is and really stepping into it, which is this exquisite example of masculine, divine masculine and divine feminine. And so that experience of him being able to feel. So I'm not in the reading, I'm telling you, but in these deep sessions, they are so impactful and so transformational because I'm not telling you. I am there. I see it too. I'm a shaman. I am traveling with you. However, you are experiencing it and you are telling me and you are there and you are here. So this ability for me to guide you through this journey deep within yourself and be conscious and be able, on the one-on-one sessions, obviously when we're doing the private one, we'll be talking back and forth. In the ones in this course, you don't need to talk to me, but you're going to be guided similarly. And people have had profound transformations. You don't have to be going back and forth with me to get a transformation. They're more personalized and deep when we're doing it one-on-one. Now, the ones in here are going to transform your money story, which means what you believe about yourself, your self-esteem, whether you feel you're good enough, whether you feel you deserve. It's going to highlight for you a lot of those blocks that have been holding you back in many areas of your life and keeping your self-esteem and your wealth-esteem at a lower level than is optimal for you. So I want to free you from that. Now, then you're going to get the client solution. So we're going to go into mindset and beliefs and self-image and being the 6 or 7 figure sales success that you are by creating a sacred sales space. When you create this space, you create it within you and around you. And when you welcome that person into that space, whether you're meeting them in person, on the phone, or on a platform like Zoom, a video call, they feel that sense of space and they feel held by you. They trust you. They feel safe inside that space. That is the space to have a conversation with somebody who might be an ideal client. Do you get that? That is the space that you want to be in. So think about that now. Apply that today. If you do any kind of sales, if you do any kind of conversations, right? Even within your company, maybe you're working inside of a company, but inside of that, you need to enlist people, to all get on board and let's get behind this initiative. That's sales as well. Getting your children, being able to communicate clearly the benefits of what you're explaining to your children is a huge asset. You don't have to have arguments with them. You can speak and explain to them. Okay? So learning this is becoming someone people feel safe with. People frequently get on the phone with me. They've never met me in person and we've barely said any words to each other and they start to cry. Excuse me. Why? Because they feel safe. They feel that sacred space. They tell me things they've never told anyone. They're willing to relax and really look within. And this is whether you do something this deep or you're selling something completely different and you're certainly not going to ask anybody about their deep emotional feelings or their blocks around money like I do. It doesn't matter. The ability for you to control and master your emotions so that you feel relaxed and receptive. They feel seen and heard. They enjoy being near you. They trust you. Now, please sell something ethical, all right? And then the system, how to actually do this, and then mastering the money talk. This is where I find almost everyone hits a block, and this is where over and over doing your own inner work around your money fears, your fear of value and worth and being liked and all of those things that come in the way for everybody. Mastering the money talk is really deep work around your own money and abundance. So this course isn't just about how to create sacred space, how to have a conversation with people, how to enjoy it, how to make them feel safe, how to find out exactly what they really need. It's really, first and foremost, a pure and inner transformation of your belief systems, your blocks, and your fears that are not creating abundance in your life, that are creating, obviously, lack or inconsistent abundance. Lots and then none, and lots and then none. Now, everything cycles, so part of that is cycle, but a lot of it could be maintained when we master. Then you do get a cash flow infusion blueprint. So these are a way to actually say, I need a big infusion of cash right now. And there's some really amazing ideas and guidance on that. Excuse me. And then on December 10th, we're going to do the live Q&A and abundance clearing. So if you come on live and you ask me a question, I'll be working with you doing some live clearings. So that's a bonus you get with this, all for $97. And we're going to do a live activation together. And you have the opportunity, whether you've had time to do one of the classes or all of them, to come and ask me anything at all about your business, about your self-worth, about selling, about money, about abundance, okay? So this is a great way for you to get access to be a part of the community, to connect with me, and I'd love to see you here. So you just go to nanakasha.com to get any of these. You'll see them, just scroll down after the top. It'll be right there underneath. All three of them will be there for you. So the 2 abundance sessions with me, the abundance reading, and then the super deep dive with 2 30-minute follow-up sessions, and then the sacred sales solution, they're all at nanakasha.com. Then the Bliss Life Retreats that I've been mentioning, some people have contacted us to ask about what's that. You go to blissliferetreats.com or hit me up on Facebook, private message me, send us an email, whatever you like, let's chat. I really pretty much talk to almost all my clients. I do talk to everyone who comes on a retreat and everyone who comes into Light Body School. I want to see you. I want to know you. I want to connect with you. And this is where we're going to be doing an epic friggin' abundance activation for 6 days in different pyramids. This is at the top of Koba, at the most recent one. And in this one, we're going to be going to the Pyramid of the Magician, or it's called the Pyramid of the Seer or Foreteller. So we're going to be working deeper into our third eye, awakening that third eye, light technology to awaken your third eye. We have light technology here. You can come here and do a private healing session. You can design your healing day with a combination of things that I do with crystals or my work or the light technology sessions, infrared magnetics, physical therapists, massage, sacred ceremonies. We put together that for individuals or groups, or you can come on one of our retreats here. Our focus is going to be awakening that inner eye, again with the jaguar, and then the crown chakra. The crown chakra is called that for a reason. It's the crown of your head, but this is where your true abundance exists, because when you open your eye to the truth of who you are and realize you are manifesting, you open that crown chakra, and now you can take in that flow of divine energy. You can take in information from your higher self, take in information from the truth of who you are to live the life your soul intended. This is when you really let go of what other people said you must have or must do or must be in order to be successful. You must have and do and be what is most important for you and what's optimal for you. So write that down, optimal for me. I did get some more water. So we're going to be going to several temples and working with the dolphins again. They're high vibrational beings. That is huge healing. Doing our heart cacao ceremony and going into sacred waters, going to this transcended place that has, oh my gosh, I can't even explain it. Gold energy, just start levitating. Working with symbols, working with light languages, helping you to communicate better, to open that part of you that can communicate, to realign with the truth of who you are so you can listen to your own inner authority, let go of those old beliefs, let go of pleasing other people, let go of all of it, and begin to receive and know what you really want, what you're truly designed for. If you don't accept exactly who you are, you can't do what you were designed for. Then you can't contribute fully to the planet to help raise the frequency. You automatically raise your frequency when you go and begin to be who you really are. So maybe that's speaking up more, right? So work on your throat chakra, maybe that's expressing yourself more by writing. Maybe that's taking more time for yourself and getting out of busyness. All right. So again, welcome. Nan Akasha here, fairy godmother. That's what my clients call me. I've embraced it. I have pink hair. I love it. Um, and founder of the Light Body School, Bliss Life Retreats. I'm a doctor of homeopathy, master level hypnotherapist, I'm a Melchizedek master, Kamino master, Guidon master, light body healing practitioner, and many, many other things. And this is the Pyramid of the Magician. This is one of the places we're going to be going in March. The energy here is stunning. So we're going to be staying 2 nights at a hotel right near there where we can see it and feel it, and doing special activations around it, perhaps in it. And then there's a great pyramid at the same site that has the most exquisite carvings at the top of it'll blow your mind. The Mayan guide, who's been at this site for 24 years as they've excavated and restored it quite stunningly. We're also going to be there at night. There's 2 night shows. Oh my God. Under the stars with the lights on the pyramids and everything. It's crazy good. The top of the Great Pyramid is to me so powerful that we for sure are going to be doing something there. It has, the guys pointed out to me, these are the aliens that came down, they carved themselves here that helped build this. And here's, the path, here's the human, the reascended human. They have descended God temples. That's us. We're descended gods. We came down from the oneness that we were down into a body, and then we reascend. So the symbology, the magic, we're going to be working with the glyphs, the Mayan glyphs. So a lot of the fun stuff I explained to you, all the things that I really liked learning, seeing and communicating with animals and angels and traveling multidimensional. I just keep expanding that and reading more and learning more and communicating more and clearing my light body and teaching and guiding. So I'm learning the Mayan glyphs now and interpreting what's at these places and starting to understand both the way that they were structured, similar to like in Egypt. They're aligned with certain stars and constellation and Orion and the equinoxes and cycles, and they're built on sacred geometry, and they're literally built. We couldn't build them today. We couldn't build anything this big and this precise. And so all of these things come together to create this explosion of light and quantum leaping in your life. So hopefully when we were looking at this before, you can go ahead and test yourself to see where you are. And this is always a good thing to do when you get up or when you start a meditation or something. It's a way to give you feedback. It's a little bit like biofeedback without a machine, okay? That says, okay, a lot of our clients, so in Module 2 of the Light Body School, Healing Energy Essentials, we learn the scale and we really work deeply with it, and we keep working with it. And so we pendulum or whatever your truth testing method is, and we find out where we are. So people would start saying, wow, well, no wonder this and this are happening, because I seem to be vibrating around desire all the time. And look, it's kind of low, right? And I do feel kind of stuck, see the pattern of enslavement. So then you're aware, then you activate your light body or do this abundance meditation we're going to do in a minute. And then all of a sudden you come back, you test yourself again at the end, and you're up in neutrality, and you're like, wow, I feel so much better. I really feel like I can trust that this is going to work out and things are great in my life, right? Because your emotional body is now in trust. Or maybe you go even higher into love or joy, peace, or gratitude. So we did the gratitude meditation. Make sure you go back and do that on Thanksgiving a couple of days ago. I shared with you the Gratitude Power Program from the Light Body School, and it's a beautiful one to do over and over. You can see gratitude is a very high vibration. All right, so you're good, you're there. And this is our Hunab Ku symbol. I'm going to jump to this first. So we're talking about the concept of protection today. Why? Because as you free yourself from letting other people's beliefs or fears or worries or worrying about being liked or worrying about being criticized or worrying about having your head chopped off or worrying about being burned at the stake, ridiculed, outcast, whatever it is, right? This is the truth of what's inside of most people, is that fear that as you go about this, because I've asked you, please free yourself, okay? Free yourself from your biggest blocks to abundance. Abundance is joy, happiness, and oneness. That's why that yesterday, that was the activation. So go back and do that meditation. If you want to keep working on those current blocks, maybe a new one came up. Maybe this one's only cleared a little bit and you need to do it again, okay? And yesterday we said we were ready and willing to express and accept ourselves freely and fully. Accept yourself freely and fully. Well, in order to do that, you feel vulnerable when you start to express yourself. You feel vulnerable and a little bit timid and maybe not quite trusting, that this is going to work out. And to be honest, it's a little bit like a new wizard, like Mickey Mouse when he first picked up the wizard's wand and went crazy and everything started to flood because he didn't know how to control the power. He didn't know how to control his power. So as you accept yourself, as you realign with who you are, as you allow that flow of abundance to come through you and to you every single day in exactly the way it's meant to for you, you will be letting go. You'll be rising up to those higher frequencies and people won't like it. Okay? You're happy all the time. That's not fair. I'm not happy. I'm not miserable. What gets you, allows you to be happy. Some people actually will say that. Most people will not verbalize it. They may think it. They may feel it. They may be unconsciously expressing that, but that is a common thing. I can't be happy. I can't be rich because everybody else isn't. They're all miserable. That's a shitty way to think, okay? Please come to the side of the light. Come up to the higher vibrations. Create that tipping point, right? 50% or more of the day. So today I want to share an abundance meditation. Let's go on a guided journey together around protection. Okay, the concept of protection. Now, protection is soft and gentle and loving, not aggressive. It's not something I have to force myself to protect myself against all these people. Now, sometimes it feels that way. Sometimes you have to constantly rebalance your energy because your mother, your sister, or your children already know how to get you and they trigger you and they say something, right? That's what we're trying to transform. Unhook from them, let them go. Don't let what they do bother you. So this idea of protection for yourself is not, it's feminine, it's soft. It is allowing light to come into the darkness. Now, darkness is not bad. We're not talking about evil and good. That's a Western concept. We're not doing that. We're looking at, hey, the yin and the yang, the whole, this is one. And there's two of these things so I can create something from it. So in order for protection to give you the sense of peace and trust, you have to allow it to come into you. Acknowledge your dual nature and your divine nature. Okay, so it's the softness of that. We're going to meditate with this image today. And this is Kaaba. It's one of the places we're going in March. It's where we meditated with the bees that we begin to all transcend before we could even sit down. The humming, the frequency, the land, the symbols and masks that cover that wall back there. This altar right here that this Michelle here is sitting on, you see the little light beings there. This is covered in glyphs, Mayan magical symbols. And the frequency here will raise you up regardless just by being there. And so we're going to do that. First, I want to go back and tune in to our Hunab Ku. So our symbol in the center is the Hunab Ku. It's attributed to the Mayans and Aztecs. And you can see that it's basically the yin yang. So you're familiar with the yin yang. That is our understanding. The Eastern understanding is not that it's good or bad. Emptiness and form are two sides of the same thing. You can't have emptiness if there's no container. How could it be empty? And you can't have form if it isn't have a space for it to be useful. So you get to accept that I have access to infinite amounts of all the different energies. And when I accept that I have the divine masculine and feminine within me, that it's okay that there are ups and downs and cycles in life, and that, yes, I am a unique combination of these. in this symbol, looking into the spiral in the center, just breathe it in. Let it come in through your eyes. Let it come in through your breath. Let it come in through your skin. Feel it pulsing off the page. It is alive. Light is coherent. It's intelligent. It has information. We speak to it. We communicate. We relate. As you look into the spiral, it begins to come alive. It begins to become deeper and higher. White or different parts of it will light up and come alive. It's speaking to your awareness. It's opening your inner eye. You're beginning to talk. You see the rays light up, the different directions. You see the above, you see the below, you see the top of the pyramid, the oneness, the ninth wave of consciousness. You feel the spiral coming in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe that spiral in. Feel it coming into you. Down and out your feet. Breathe it out. Breathe it in again. Hunapku means one. I am one. I am one with all. Breathe it in. I am one. I am one with all. Breathe it in. I am one. I am one with all. Continue to let it come in through your eyes and relax your breathing. I am ready and willing to accept and express myself freely and fully. Breathing this in, you feel it shift and move. You feel the intelligence beginning to alter itself to match your frequency. I am ready and willing and open and receptive to realign with the truth of who I am, my soul signature frequency. I am ready and willing to be here now, to be a clear and open channel to my highest good, and to be an excellent receiver. I am ready and willing to own that I am the transformer and the creator, owning the left and the right, the female and the male, the day and the night, north and south, fire and water, air and earth. All that is within me, comes to me and through me. Feel the abundance pouring through your hands. Open your hands, open your heart, open your mind. I am a clear and open channel for the flow in the field of abundance. And as you feel that flow coming through your hands, flowing through and over your head, going into your third eye, circling through your brain, down, down, down into your throat, down into your ascended heart, in your heart. It begins to swirl around, the perfect balance, all that you need, everything needed to create the life your soul intended. Now look at this exquisite image. Breathe in the frequency of this place. The energy of this sacred land is here for you. Breathe it in. Feel it coming from the image, vibrating, magnetically connecting to your heart, beginning to beat as one. Beating as one. In Lakech, Alakin. You feel the land calling you. I am one. I am that. Now breathe in the light coming from the sun, the light coming from the beings, from the essence, from the power, from the Mayans, from the ceremony, from the symbols. Feel this energy and light coming to you from the chalk masks, the rain god, the god of abundance. Feel the element of water pouring down, coming to you and through you, cleansing, clearing, purifying. Feel the hum, the sacred golden ray humming, the frequency vibrating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When you feel ready, close your eyes. Continue to draw this frequency in, the gold humming of the royal lady bee, the frequency of the gold ray, the light illuminating all of who you are and the path of your abundance. The Chak rain god pouring the element of water down to you and through you, clearing your path to the flow of that infinite field, the energy, the divine essence of all creation. I am ready and willing to receive this flow of abundance, to expand my capacity to release that which holds me back. Feel it pouring down through your mind, through your emotions, soothing, washing, clearing, detaching, dissolving. No block is too thick, too heavy. Nothing has been here for too long that cannot be dissolved and softened. Say within your heart, I am ready and willing to release that which no longer serves me. Feel the humming of the bee, the gold light raising you up. See and feel the symbols of the Mayan glyphs. Receive a special message from this ancient Mayan wisdom, the rich flow of liquid gold, the understanding of true value. Let it pour over you and through you. Receive through your hands, through your heart. Receive through your belly and your sacrum. Receive in your root, your feet, your throat, your third eye, and your crown. Receive through your skin, your bones, your blood, and your DNA. Receive, receive, receive. The light shining down over you slowly comes in and merges with you. Softly, softly, you allow and accept the light to come in, the truth of protection. Where is the gold in your life right now? You know, receive it. Where is the opportunity in your life right now? You know, receive it. Where are you allowing in the gold frequency of light? Focus on that. Even if it's a tiny trickle, just focus on it and send your attention to it. I allow the light of the angelic realms and the master teachers to flow to me and through me. I focus my light, trust, and love on the flow of golden light and abundance. I give permission for it to expand. I open and dissolve any other blocks, receiving more and more. I allow the flow to increase, the opening to expand. I am gold, love, abundance, joy, happiness, oneness. In this protected space illuminated by divine love, feel and see and receive clear guidance, connection, and release with ease and grace. Simply give permission that that which no longer serves and blocks the flow of abundance from increasing to your optimal level be released now. Be an excellent receiver and receive this abundance frequency adjustment and your clear message and clearing. We give great thanks and activate a gratitude power program streaming to the light, to the love, to the gold ray, to Kaba, to the rain god Chak, to the element water, to the bees, to the sacred symbols and languages, to my soul, to my truth, to my body, to my life, to the planet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bathed in the full color spectrum and light rays, the flow and blessings of gratitude. Anchor in this frequency adjustment back to gold, back to light, back to flowing in protective balance. Affirm, I am that I am. I receive. Thank you. I receive. Thank you. I receive. Thank you. Take a deep breath in and feel yourself filling with this essence of gold, this frequency of light. Nothing else can be inside of you. 3, 2, 1, release it. Put your hands on your heart. Breathe in and feel your heart affirm, I am free. I am free to be me. I align with my joy, my happiness, one with my frequency and my song. I sing it. I allow this frequency of divine love, gold, the bees, the elements, the rays, and the ancient Mayans' wisdom of the connectedness and ability to see all, to see the future, to see where you are. I accept. I accept. I accept. Feeling these energies merging and blending within you, they will continue for the next 7 hours. Be aware, take time to let it integrate. Take time, make sure that you allow yourself to be in beauty, in resonance, in love. I am that I am. I am free to be me. I let go of others' opinions. I let go of my attachment to anyone else's opinion criticism, or energy. I am free to be me. And so it is. Put your hands together in prayer position. Hold them in front of your forehead. Lay your head on them in reverence, presence, and deep gratitude. We give thanks for this moment, for this journey, for this flow of abundance. The circle is open yet unbroken, and our abundance and our connection continue to grow in light and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a beautiful and blessed day. Thank you so much for being here with me. Namaste. See you tomorrow.